Hey y'all, it's Shelly and I am Scrappy Longstocking. Today I am here with you to share my planning video or my planning process for the new, what is this called? Storyteller kit. It's number 5. So it's unthemed beginning in 2026. And I purchased the digital kit only this year. I had so many physical pieces left over from the paper kit, and I felt like it was a waste of money because I don't use 12 by 12 papers to scrapbook in my 12 by 12 album. Well, I haven't in the past anyway. What I do use are 8 by 8 pages, and I plan on using much more of these in the future. I also use the 7 by 8.25 papers. I like those. And then I use pocket cards. And I have figured out that if you print out these 12 by 12 papers in an, let's see, what am I thinking? It has to be 8 by 9, and it doesn't work super well to do that. So what I did was printed them 8.5 by 8.5, and I got some of the edges cut off. For example, this had this green border around the edge, and they don't print exactly. Let's see, they become like 2 3/4 by 4. I'm fine with that because I have like a lime green paper where I can back this paper. Let me go grab some. So it doesn't match exactly, but it goes really well with it. And you can't hardly see the difference in the color there. Let's see what this one looks like. Yeah, so it's very, very close. And this is just a Rainbow Brights paper pack that I got from Michael's. I think it was like 300 sheets of just all of these bright rainbow colors. And I think it'll go really well with this kit. So I haven't had a very good use for it in the past. So like here's a yellow that would go well with that one. The orange would go well with that one. Some of the pinks in this kit, like you can just see, it just goes so well. So I will probably pull out these papers to go with this kit and scrapbook in my story album. But I'm just gonna go ahead today. I'm not doing any layouts today. I'm gonna prep some of these for stories in my story album because I've gotten it started, but I've decided what stories to start with. I'm using the highs and lows kit from 2025, and then I'm using Tracy Reed's new kit, Story Foundations, to do my cover page. And then I'm going to do her Story Foundation routine is like her January release. So I'm going to use that one. And then I think I'm going to add in a couple of these stories or a couple of these pages and see what I can come up with this kit just to plan out some stories with it. Let me see if I can get myself tidied up here. Okay, I am still sick, so I'm filming this on a day where, let me think. Hold please. Okay, I am still sick. I am videoing this on a day where we have snow outside, and I've got the heat turned up, I've got fluffy socks on, and I've got a sweater on. So hopefully I won't be too sniffly, and I apologize for the sniffs in advance. I took some medicine, but still sniffly. I should have went to the doctor before my before we had snow days. Yeah. Okie doke. So initially, as we start off, I want to look at the cards because they're most likely to be used in Project Life. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 detail cards. I can't see using these in a like all of them on a single page for Project Life. I would probably pick 2 of them to use, or possibly as many as 3 to use on a regular page that for Project Life. Let me flip to because it doesn't make sense to use 7 of them. Although since I have the digital kit, I could add another color because I think I did that with these. Yeah, I changed one of these to add in another color. Okay, so okay, so as an initial thing for the details cards, I think these are just handy to have for journaling spots. So I like the way she did these kits this year. It's less about a theme and more about let's just tell stories. So I like these to be able to just include a couple of them in a Project Life spread. Okay, and this, I like these cards, the 1 through 6 cards, because they would totally work with the way that I'm doing Project Life this year. And they would also work in, since I printed them myself, they would also work in a story album page. So I could put it like this across the 2-page layout if I wanted to. I am right-handed, so I need that on the right side. And then add in, let's see, number 5. So 1 goes up here, 2 maybe goes here, and then 3 over here, 4, 5, 6. And then photos, embellishments on top. I like this idea. I like it better than trying to figure out the 12 by 12 paper. And it tells 6 parts of a thing, like whatever the thing is. Like you can tell six things about a month, 6 things about a week, 6 things about an event, like graduation, 6 things about a person, 6 things about just like anything, like myself, my pets, my job, my car, my house. I just like it. I mean, the possibilities are endless. I think on this one, I'm going to just draw out. And this one might be better off to go this way so that the pages are opposite of each other. And then you just add, since it's outside or you could use it, I could use it inside the page protector on either a 8x8 page or a 10x8 page, and just add in embellishments on top. So, I mean, those are a little bit big. See, it's fine. So these are the same size as this. So if you could just picture 6 days out of the week, you can just grab. So it doesn't work for 7 days, but you could do weekend on for the 6th one instead of Saturday and Sunday. So we could do weekend that way as well. So I like that one. Maybe I should have grabbed some white cardstock instead of neon green, but that's my extra. And then the memories is same color scheme, really. I like it. I cut these specifically to fit inside of a 3x4 pocket. And I think a 2-inch square would fit in there. Nope. So about 1.5 inch photo. So I could do a 1.5 by 2, and it would go across the bottom of there, or a 1.5 inch photo and journaling on one side or the other. And then these, I like these because they will also go on a plain page, and I can use them together or separately. And these are a little weird. I like these a lot. And I like that they're such a weird shape, and I like these that they're not, that they're just sort of normal. And I prefer to see them on a page this way. Oh, that one's missing a star. So we got 2 without stars. So I would do it this way. And that would be a cute little page. I think it would be a cute flip up. I think it would be cute to try and, if I cut one of these out and then cut photos out to match it, it would be a cute flip up this way. I like it. And then these are just so normal. They're so normal. So these little guys are the same as this. I just printed them out on the 8.5 paper, and they fit on the cards in a 3x4 spot. So they fit in a 3x4 spot. But it makes it nice to be able to use a 3x4 spot with a photo next to it, and then a cute little journaling spot. So they're just about 2x3. Let's see. So these, I don't have a cutting machine right now. I have only just begun doing the research to try and decide which specific one I wanted. Previously, I was thinking about getting a Brother Scan and Cut, but I'm not sure if that's what I want. So what I did was cut out the top half of one, and only the top half of one, and then I put it upside down and matched, in case you don't have a cutting machine, and then matched the line to the line, and then I just slid it right on over, and I started cutting around that and around the colored part on the white part of the one that I was using. So, and then I just did all of them that way. So then once I got a full one cut out, then I was able to do all of them that way. And they're sort of wonky, not really perfectly cut. I was I did my best, but I wasn't being like, oh, I gotta have it perfect. And then with the hearts, I only printed out the ones that I liked. The ones that I did not like, I just left them in the file, and I just fussy cut around very close to the edge for those. I like these because they would be great to tell a story as a journaling spot on a single piece of paper. You can use a 4x4, 4x6, 3x4. Right now, I'm really thinking about week in the life right now. And I think a very large kit like this would be really great for a week in the life album. Like these, because I can shrink them or make them larger, right? So this is what the regular size looks like on a 7x8 page, right? Outside the page protector page. It's pretty good. So this would be good having one of these cut out. Remember, they're the same size, same shape. Having one cut out and just placed on the top of a page and then having journaling and pairing it with a photo on the other side or a collage of photos would be really great for a day. So it would be easy enough to just have some of these for a single day for a week in the life. The details cards, printing them out on repeat or combining them with the details and the memories cards, that would be great for a week of photos. Like there's just this kit is so versatile. I'm thinking about using the storyteller kits from 2026 to do my project life, or not my project life, my week in the life album this year. So I mean, even these, so I print them out in couples because now and then that would be like a throwback for Thursday photo. Yep and nope, 1 through 5. And then a quote card, that's what they're called. Today, lovely. I mean, meh and lovely, I would probably put those two together. And this and today I would probably put together. Or it would be nice to just put this in a 4x6 pocket. That would be fine too. Since this is cut a little wonky, I would probably grab a piece of red paper or black paper and make the full 4x6 to fit it into a pocket if I was going to put it in a pocket. So that's what I was thinking about. And it would be great to pair with a photo. So if I wanted to pair it with a photo, I can either put the photos on and journal this way, or put a photo on the page and then do it this way. And I can have a whole page of this. Because remember, I printed these. I only have a standard size printer. So I printed these on 8.5 by 11 US letter size matte photo paper. And they turned out pretty good. I used the Canon photo paper just because my printer is a Canon printer. And it seems to work the best. It works better than the Epson matte photo paper, double-sided matte photo paper in my printer. I get a better color with the Canon. All right, so that's what I'm thinking about with those, is to use them for a week in the life. They would also go well in a project life page. All right, so like that's a lot of cards. I mean, that was 1, 2, 3 of the 12 by 12 pages shrunk down to fit in my album size that I use. I've just lost, no, I haven't. Okay. And then the red border. All right, so far we've got one set of cards. I'm putting them off screen so that because I'm going to continue running out of room, I think. Okay, so there's also these. And I added one because I wanted 7. Because again, I thought it would go well doing them in a group of 7. And it looks like I probably printed that one out twice. I recolored one of them. I think it might have been this pink one. I just picked one. So in Canva, sometimes the color comes out weird when you recolor it. And so you just have to be aware of that. So again, with the journaling, I'm adding one of these. So I printed these out at 3 inches wide so that they would fit just on a 3x4 card, because I was thinking something like this for a day of the week, some journaling, a photo, embellishments even, could do just about anything with it. So again, for project life. And so far we've got a big old stack like this for pocket cards, which can also be used on layouts. So for these, I'm going to try and figure out how to insert right here. I came up with this particular card. I freaking love it. I don't know why I love it so much, but I do. So I think what I'd like to do is do these words on top and then just do journaling, right? Sort of like, what am I making right now? This list of things. Thoughts. What am I thinking right now? Feelings. Just write it down. Facts. Write it down. And so what I was thinking was, if I use white print on this background, then this card will be a really graphic look for this. And so many of the words, or what am I thinking? It's not words. So many of the words or the stamps, the digital stamps, you could just do it right on top of there. If you had a physical stamp, you could get a really good wet black ink pad and stamp it right on there. I like the idea of printing them out and using them that way. So that was my first idea with the words and this card, this particular card. And I did go ahead and set it up in Canva for myself so that when I decide I'm ready to use it, I can go ahead and do that. And then 2 word cards, quote cards that way. Again, with these words, currently into this, more of this, please and thank you, just how life goes, and then a couple of these. So I had an idea with this paper. I think this might have been vellum in the regular kit, but I did not want to do it that way. So here was my idea. So writing it all down, these will fit over top of these when it's on this is an 8.5 by 8.5 square. I'm pretty sure that was how I printed out most of these. So this one's just a little bit bigger. It's like 8.7. So my thought is any of these, including the days of the week, which I haven't printed out yet, will fit on here. And the possibilities, not endless, but what am I currently into? These little spots right here are 1.5 on my piece of paper. They're 1.5 by just over 1.25. So I could do 1.5 by 1 and have a little tiny photo in there if I wanted to. Or I could print out a 3x2 photo and fussy cut it out. Or if you have a cutting machine, you can set that up as well. So that was my thought, is to use this particular paper Um, so So these I would use as if they were story prompts, and it could fit literally, well, clearly literally, on any of these yellow. I could print this out in black and white if I wanted to do that. I could probably look at trying to change the color of this yellow to something else, but I think it looks good in any of the spots. Like writing it all down, this would be great for like a brain dump. If I decided I wanted to do a brain dump, I could just put something in any of the things, like currently into this, like what am I watching, what am I learning, what am I reading, what am I writing, what am I doing, where am I going, what's going on at work, etc. Just how life goes sounds like a hard day a little bit. Like sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. So you can write down good things and bad things about one day or 5 days or a week, whatever. More of this, please, and thank you, as that's a bunch of good stuff that just happened right there. So that's what I was thinking of that. These are the same size. They're slightly larger, it looks like. I like the idea of fitting these onto here. Printing out. I didn't think about printing out double because I only wanted to see if I would use them the first time. But this is a good label. So can stick one, can number them, 2, 3, kind of want one over here, 4, so maybe this here, 3, and then 4, and then include stuff in here. Like I don't have to fit something in the shape. I can just put some photos on there, and this is my background. We can do whatever we want. We can do what we want. This would be great to put a number and a title. So like number 1, and then facts. Number 2, feelings. Like use these words, use the stamps, use what you got. So I really like that one. So I'm going to set that up there. These, my thought was initially, these would be cute in a pocket. And then my second, just putting in a pocket photo next to it, so side by side. And then you would get some see-through, or you could print a piece of paper on vellum and use it as a background to keep it upright in your pocket. Photo next to it, words, photo, boom. The other thing I thought was, what if I just cut it off? What if I just cut that off and then I had a photo up here? What if I wanted to? What if I cut that off there and cut it off halfway and then use my punch to punch that off? It looks like it's probably a 1 inch and I only have a 1.5. Yeah, that's a 1 inch punch. So if you have a 1 inch punch, you can just punch that off. You can cut it in half and then use it how you want to. All right, so on my paper, I picked up, so part 1, 2, 3, same thing. So background paper cut into 4x4 squares to fit in my 8x8 album. Same thing here. I love this. I love the idea for these pretty papers is to, so a few years ago, Allie Edwards had printed out, or her word of the year was give. And so she had put on her website, on her blog, like a one for every week of her handwritten quotes that she uses for the quote cards like that. And it would be great just to use this, put one of those quotes on top, and then put it in your album as a filler page, or on your wall. I'm calling these painty papers. And I think I'm going to write this one, Let's see. Moments and memories, thankful for the season, remembering plus documenting. I don't know what that word would be, but it says life one day at a time, savoring the details, documenting pieces of life, writing plus day. So this is another one where it would probably be really cool. I didn't even think about printing it twice. Maybe I'll try that, is printing it, because this one was vellum, as it might be cool to print one of these and then print this directly on top of it. I kind of want to try that and see what it looks like. This one I like as a background, again, cut into 4x4 squares. Background. I like that this one's very neutral. I really do. Also a neutral, this one's kind of green. This one, the last paper we had like this was, you know, the 12x12, and I reprinted it and I used it to do a pet. So this one is 8.5. So to put pictures of my pets on. But for this one, I was kind of loving the idea of the same thing as with the card. Excuse me. To do the same thing that I was thinking about with the 3x4 card. And so I could do thoughts, could do facts and feelings, and just write straight down the middle. Just write. This is light enough that I could write with a thick black pen, like at least a 0.7, and it would show up really well on there. Again, since I printed at home, this is the matte photo paper, and it picks up my ink really well when I'm handwriting on it. And it would also be good, let me keep going here for a second, to write some stuff. And here's one of my little guys. Just write some stuff, put a photo in the middle, right? And then write some stuff over here, write some stuff over there. And then do it again. Write some stuff on both sides. There's enough room to fit 3 of these. Let's see. Yeah, there's white squares in each of the quadrants. So, and then just, these are little 2x3s. So, facts and feelings, just photo in the middle if you wanted to do that. I like that idea the most. So I'm going to draw a picture. There we go. This one I love, love, love so much that I printed it in both sides. I just printed it so that it fits on this paper. See? Yeah, I didn't adjust it. So it prints on both sides. So it was originally this size, and I just sized it up so it would fit, which means it cuts off a part of it, but I loved it. I just loved, loved, loved it. So for this one, I really like these 2 papers side by side. I feel like they have the sort of same vibe, and I love toile, and it's one of my favorite prints. I don't like mini prints, but the one I love the most is a French country toile, and this is just a bird and floral toile, but it's super cute. Love it. I think these 2 would go really well together, and I think this paper can go really any direction, but I think I like it most this direction, and I plan on doing a 2-page spread of something. Probably if I buy some David Austin roses this year, I really want to, and try and continue my gardening situation. All right, so this one, same thing. I like the idea of cutting this one down. The other option is just to do this way, and I could cut this one down, and it looks like this is going through the middle of the page. Could put a photo here, words here, photo here, words here, photo and photo, and then just words in your white space between the 2. Part 1, 2, and 3, I like the idea of pairing it with 3 photos. I think it would be kind of cool if you're a person who likes it to have just 3 photos on an insert for a half page, and then you could see the next page behind it. Or if you're not a person who likes small or different page sizes, you could do 1, 2, 3, and then you can have your photos on a background paper. So I like the idea of that too. I like that. I think I'm going to write that one down. Okay, here's what I've written down so far. So I've got the cards up here and my ideas with regards to those. This is the 1 through 6 card, and I just made a quick sketch there. Got the paper, got the yellow label paper. I didn't make any of those with the, I didn't make any of those ideas that I had put right there. Got the painting paper idea. Got the grid paper with the facts and feelings. I put facts and feelings, my little squiggle marks mean journaling to me, and then the squares in the middle are photos. This idea I just wrote down is 1, 2, 3 photos, or 1, 2, 3, and then photos with a filler paper. I think this one's very, very bright and floral. Sort of this one plus these make me think of Easter and springtime. And I like the idea of telling a story about things that happened on Easter. Taking a photo of friends and family, an Easter egg hunt, going to church, hanging out, having family dinner, hanging out with friends, whatever you're doing. I like the idea. These colors go really well together, and I think the only thing we're missing here is a blue, but there's more than enough blue on this side that I don't really think we need a blue on this side. The other option is to pull one of these blues from this paper and make a background vellum or a card so that you can insert these into the pocket. This one, I'm going to try and take a screenshot of it. Basically, my idea here is to put a circle inside of the plate and then set your photo of your food inside of the circle. And to do it on all of them. And I think a good one would be, I mean, if you really wanted to, you could pair it with this paper or this thing here, and then you could, I could just journal what the meals are on the, when you had them, who you had them with, making, eating, however it worked out. That was my thought on that, is to just, this would also be great for a week in the life paper, is your meals from the week, whatever you remembered to take a photo of. Meals from the week go on this paper, and having it digital means printing it out multiple times. It's possible to print it out multiple times and do one paper for every day of the week and have some continuity throughout the album. And then you could have, I could have the photos. So there's 3 meals and maybe a snack during the day, right? And then journaling on another spot. Put one of these circles in this spot. That's what I was thinking about with this paper. It's totally going to be a week in the life paper. So I'm going to put it over here with my week in the life stuff. Because I got to figure out a way to use these. And I only want 1 Project Life album, 1 story album. I know I'm doing Week in the Life this year. And I want to simplify it for myself. So if I find homes for stories, I want to make it easy on myself this year, because I didn't finish 2024. Part of that was because I got divorced from my ex-husband, before I got the album finished. And I don't really feel like telling the story of me and you, which was the lens that I chose for 2024. Maybe I could just, I went through last night and there's a bunch of journaling in it, and I could just sort of ignore the you part and just do the me part. Stories, I think this would be a good background paper, a good filler paper. Put the 2026 right on top. And then 2026, this would be a great intro for a story album, because we got the, I didn't print out the 2026. I've got more than enough of them right now. So that's a good one right there. Loving, I like this one to just handwrite or add photos in. Where's my little circles go? So it'd be great to do circles, just plop them right on there and reprint it out, or to handwrite on the lighter color ones, put photos on the darker color ones. That was my initial thought with that one. So the loving paper, and that matches August of last year. So having this digitally, this is a bunch of stuff that I grabbed from a Studio Calico kit that I had as well. I think it's really good summertime. It's a good, or for summertime. I've got a bunch of this stuff left over, but I believe this is August 2025. So if you have that kit, either physically or digitally, just add this in. Just add this in along with it and use all the pieces together, and that'll be a great opportunity to get rid of it. Not get rid of it. Not get rid of it. Use it. It'll be a great opportunity to use it. Okay, hang on. All right. Okay. I had to blow my nose for a second. Okay, so to live for the hope of it all. I like this one just as by itself. I like it as a, what am I thinking? A filler page. It would be all right with a circle in it. Probably a 2-inch circle is what I'm thinking. Yeah, a 2-inch circle would fit inside of the messy circle, and I've got a 2-inch punch, so that would work. Also a 2-inch circle for journaling. I'd choose one of these partial circles and either handwrite it or, oh, I didn't finish writing that. To live for the hope of it all. I don't know. I don't know what the topic would be for that. I mean, I might just cover that up and just do love this or something. I don't know. This one is the same as the yellow paper. These are smaller and they fit in there, so it might be fun to do a layered look, or it might be fun just to use it as like, that might be kind of cool, is do some, cut this out with an X-Acto knife and just slide photos or journaling into that. I'm not into being that crafty. Yeah, not really into being that crafty. This might be fun to use as like a pull-out tab, is just pick 1 or 2 of these. Like if I pick that one and then pick this one, have a title here, or this one, right? Writing it all down. And then I could use this on top of it, and it would sit up over top of the journaling, and have a journaling card in there, and just be able to pull it straight up, and do the same thing for this one. maybe just one. That might be cool just to do it with just one. Or print the paper larger and be able to do it with two. Or do it here and here. I don't know. All right, the around here page. So there was one of these words I think is currently, and I had it set on top of this page to reprint this paper and use this paper and just currently around here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and just handwrite. It would be nice to do a photo over there too. So, or a strip of photos, that would be fine to do a strip of photos over on the side. I'm running out of random items to stick there. So just a photo and words, that might be good. Or do a whole page of photos, just there. I have a lot of cat hair on my desk. So I definitely wanted to, I've got this queued up in my Canva to reprint. This one, I super duper love this one. I also like the idea for this one, since it's a painting paper, to do word in the middle of there. And photo on the right hand side. Just do words. I don't like the idea of covering this up. I think it's very pretty. It also kind of reminds me of a radish. What does that remind you guys of? I think that reminds me of a radish. Another one of those pretty painting papers. And then these squares are larger. Same thing with the other, as with the other two, is facts and feelings, thoughts, currently. It would be nice to do currently along the top. Or at the end of the year, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So at the end of the year, just adding a photo for each month. So it's about 2 by 2 and 3/8. Yeah, 2 and 3/8. Or just do a 2 by 2 photo inside each one and attach it with a plastic attacher. I finally found mine. They were in my Week in the Life project bin. So doing that. I don't think I'm going to do, you know what? I do like that idea. All right, I just wrote down 2 by 2 photo review grid. So there's that. What else is there? What else have I picked up? Okay. Oh, okay. So these are the cards. They're much smaller than most of the other cards from the other kits. I'm fine with that. I like these. So we've talked about those. These are your standard tags. I don't really mind that they're thin. I feel like I still get the extra bits and bobs from having them. Just not the extra bits and bobs. Goodness gracious. The extra texture sort of thing. If I really wanted more texture, I would just tape it onto another layer and then or two, and then cut it out, and it would give me a little depth as well. I don't think there's any of these which are making me think of anything specific. So I just cut these out and printed them on a 1.5 inch punch. These I cut these out, so I believe they're 2.5 inches long, so that they would fit on top of, they might be 3. Yeah, they're just about 3 inches long, so I printed them so they would fit on top of a 3 by 4 photo. Let's see. I did like this as well. Last year I used one of these grid papers to do a crafting paper, I think. but I like the idea of using these as to put in a square. Short story that would fit there as well. I like that she didn't add the hole on all of these tags and labels and stuff, because I don't like having to punch the hole if I don't have to. And then I printed these so that they were 3 inches and I could fit them across the 3x4 photo. Worth documenting. So there's those. Memory. I like that I could cut off the edge and it would be just a word phrase strip sort of thing. I thought there were more of these. It may be possible that I forgot to print some out. And then printing these out, recorded. I like those as well. I feel like I will use these. I printed these so that they are 2 inches, I want to say. Yeah, they're 2 inches. So they would fit in a 2-inch pocket or on a 2-inch grid, however it would work out. So that is, oh, no, I missed these. So I did print these out, but I haven't cut them out yet. And my thought was to just use them. Oh, there's the rest of them. Here they are, currently and loving. I didn't fussy cut those out. I missed them. So there are fussy cut and currently and loving, I mean. Around here, I like the idea of just leaving these two together. And I thought about leaving it together. And then I decided to just print them out how they came, because I can layer these two on the same, I can layer them in Canva and print it out as it came, or I could just use them as opposites and cut. So what I mean by that is cut. So I put them on the same card, so I can cut them so that this one is 3x4 with a white border, and this one is 3x4 with the white inside, and then I would still end up basically with 2 3x4 cards from it, because I did it this way. But it would also give me the opportunity to just tape a card or a photo on top that matches the size of that, of the white space. So I could do it either way. I just haven't gotten to cut those out yet. And I think that's everything from this kit. I can see myself using everything from this kit in either Project Life or my story album, or just, there's only a couple of basics that I was thinking, oh, I should just add that to my stash. Or I can't see myself using that. There was 1 or 2 papers, I think, that I did not print out because I did not like them. There was a couple of things that I did not like. I didn't print them out. I didn't worry about it because I feel like with the price, I think that the inspiration classroom for this one, just the digital classroom plus this kit, was $25. And I feel like I got my money's worth on that, with being able to still get the classes, get the digital kit, print out, and I liked most of the pieces so that I can print them out. And the fussy cutting wasn't too bad. I think with the stuff that I actually fussy cut out, I think I watched 1 2-hour movie and got all of this stuff cut out. Like, there's still a couple of things left that I didn't do. I didn't cut these out specifically because I knew I wanted to add them to my Week in the Life stash for 2026. And so this was from the February kit. So I am creating a stack of these things, and I think I'm going to put them either in an envelope or my drawer.
Okay, y'all, I had to get myself off because I started rambling about absolutely nothing for about 5 minutes. So I just want to say thank you all for hanging out with me today. I very much enjoyed hanging out with you. I hope you got some good ideas from my plans here. And go ahead and press that like and the subscribe button if you want the algorithm to show you more stuff like this. And I hope to see y'all around the internet. Bye, friends.